If there's anything I've learned in life, in my career as a family physician, is that need to continue waiting for a perfect moment, for a perfect situation, perfect feeling, is actually fear. Hi, and welcome to my channel. It's Tea with Dr. Jessica. I completely understand what you're feeling. That need to be a gazillion percent sure. Have I planned for this? Have I accounted for this? That's what's taken me so long to actually get onto YouTube. I know that God put it in my heart years ago that if you truly want to fulfill your purpose, Jessica, you need to get out there. You need to speak in front of people. You need to let people know about what you've come to say. What have you been putting off? What have you been saying? I'm just going to wait for this perfect moment. I'm just going to wait for this situation. Then I'm going to do it. I really want to let you know that there's no such thing as that perfect moment. If there's anything I've learned in life, in my career as a family physician, is that need to continue waiting for a perfect moment, for a perfect situation, perfect feeling, is actually fear. It's fear stopping you in your track. It has absolutely nothing most of the time to do with, do you know what, the situation isn't right? Because I bet you've overthought it. You've even done the pros and cons backwards and forwards. You've done every list that you can possibly think of, but there's just that niggly feeling that's telling you, oh, I gotta wait a little bit longer. It's fear, and I want to talk to you how you can combat it. You need to stop saying to yourself, oh, why would anybody want to hear what I'm saying out there? Let me just keep it for my patients that come to the clinic. And actually, I've always known that if I really, really wanted to be true to myself and truly fulfill my purpose, which involves storytelling, that's something that we'll talk about another time, then I really have to just be bold. I have to stop waiting for everything to be perfect. I have to be okay with making mistakes. And that's the first thing I want to tell you is that it's okay to get it wrong. Maybe you're thinking about moving countries. That's something that I've done. And you're thinking, well, when is the right time? Sure, there are a few things you've got to plan. You've got to get some savings. You've maybe got to get a job. There's a couple of things. We all know those things, right? But there isn't going to be that moment where you're like, do you know what? I feel 1%, 100% certain about this. I feel that there's nothing that can go wrong. That's just not possible. Things will go wrong. I know for me, when I moved initially to Australia, I didn't account for the fact that it was going to be so hard to make friends as an adult now. My God, I'm a social butterfly, but this was difficult for me. But I learned a few things. I was like, you know what? I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. And I've made some amazing friends since I moved there. There won't be that feeling of absolute certainty. So that's the first thing. Be prepared that you might make mistakes and be okay with that. You can always adjust. Nothing is permanent, not even a tattoo these days. So relax into I might get the initial city wrong. I might get the initial job wrong, and that's okay. The second thing that I learned and sort of has gotten me moving when I sort of feel that inertia and that need to be perfectly assured that nothing's going to go wrong is that I trust in the process. I trust, particularly for me, and maybe just like myself, you ground everything in God. I trust that if God has said to me, you need to get up, you need to go to Australia, I may not understand why, but He that knows everything knows why He wants me to go there. And I have since, having been there, known why He wanted me to go there. So that maybe that's for you, your grounding as well. So trust the process is what I would tell you. Number three, do not be afraid to take this as a time for you to reinvent, for you to learn new skills. If you're about to embark on a new journey, a new job, whatever, this is your opportunity to say, you know what, those certain aspects of myself, whatever didn't serve me, or actually, I want to do things a little bit differently this time. Maybe you're somebody who only ever did sports and indoors or went to the gym and you think, okay, I'm going to join a cycling club. I'm going to go, I don't know, do yoga on the beach, whatever. This is a perfect opportunity when you're about to do something big, new, different, a little bit scary, is for you to say, well, you know what? This is a chance for me to learn new skills. This is a chance for me to try out this new side of myself. And I'm not talking about things that are easy. No, don't go start hitting the clubs every day if that's not you. That's not going to serve you any purpose. But maybe you were previously somebody who would never have done jujitsu. That's something I'm thinking of trying. I don't know if any of you guys have done it before. Let me know. I mean, one of my patients told me I'm going to bugger my shoulders if I do some. I'm reconsidering it. But yeah, you get the point, right? This is a chance for you to reinvent, think about how to go about things differently, learn new skills. The fourth thing that I would say is when you're embarking on something new, taking on something bold, don't lose perspective of the people behind. And what I mean by that is if there's something that I really appreciated more than ever when I moved to a new country was family and friends in the previous one. You know, now I'm sort of more of a traveling doctor, so I'm not really based in Australia, but I always used to think before I moved how annoying my family was. Oh my God. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get away from you guys. You guys are just driving me mad. I appreciated them so much when I was far away. So that's something. Don't just be like, you know what, I'm dumping everybody. I'm moving across the world. I don't need these people. No. Sure, there might be a few people you want to let go of who haven't served you mentally, haven't served you spiritually, that's fine. But don't lose sight of friends that maybe you've grown up with. Make time, even if you've got to put it in your phone and say, you know what, I'm going to call mum once a week, once every other few days, just not just for her, but for you. Because actually having that connection, keeping it up, will help you settle into whatever you need to do. So maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe you've got a close friend that you talk things through with, and you could just ask them, you know what, for the first couple of weeks, can I just call you a little bit more and just go through a few things with you with work? That will ease your stress into it. So, you know what? I just wanted to just quickly get on here. First of all, introduce you guys, to me, Dr. Jessica. My surname is really complicated, so I keep it simple. This is going to be a channel where hopefully using some of my experience as a doctor for over a decade, my own personal experience and growth, particularly in self-improvement and motivation, I can help you, I can guide you, I can be your sister, your big sister, perhaps, and even if I'm not older than you, your cousin, your whatever, to get you to your best version of yourself. So I hope you found this useful and I hope you do come back. See you soon.